Hello everyone and welcome to Long's Toys. Today we are taking a look at Ultimate Class Fusion Megashot Megatron from Transformers Cyberverse. So I got this guy at my local Target. He is $29.99. He is the largest size class of Transformers for Cyberverse and the best size class in my opinion. Previously we took a look at Optimus, who's a pretty solid figure, and I have a very strong suspicion that Megatron will be just as good. So far, looks pretty excellent in the packaging. Taking a look at the side of the packaging here, you can get a little look at Starscream, Megatron, and this Decepticon whose name escapes me at the moment. But I believe it is a female, and I believe she turns into a car of some kind. And then at the bottom it says Ultimate Class. On this side you have a pretty cool picture of Megatron with his fusion cannon. Not too much going on the top there, not too much going on the bottom, but the back looks pretty cool. He is a tyrannical leader, or a chef tyrannique. Apparently, don't mess with him in the kitchen, is all I'm saying. So it says convert to activate. He does have kind of a in-between transformation mode, which we'll take a look at, where he just kind of holds his cannon with his two arms and he can fire it. Yeah. Then he has this pretty excellent looking tank mode. And then it just advertises Optimus Prime, which we already took a look at. So that's it pretty much for the packaging. Let's go ahead and get him out of there and we'll take a closer look. So here's Megatron out of the packaging. I think he looks pretty good. He's primarily this light gray color, but he does have a little bit of silver paint, mostly on the head, and then this little bit here on his fusion cannon. We'll take a quick close-up look at the face sculpt so you can get a look there. I really like it a lot. It definitely has G1 Megatron influences, but it definitely fits in the Cyberverse style. This whole line kind of has its own stylized look, which I really appreciate. I think it looks pretty excellent. Love the Decepticon symbol painted on his chest. He has some other really nice paint applications everywhere. You have the red, really pops against the gray, and then you have the kind of darker, like gunmetal gray / black color everywhere else that you see, and it looks really cool. I like it quite a bit. Articulation wise, he does have a little bit of movement in the ankles, but that's really for the transformation. He has knee bend, he has out to the side and forward and back. Nice ratchet there you can hear. But he doesn't have a thigh swivel, which I would have liked. He has swivel here in the shoulder. He has out to the side in the shoulder. Nothing in the elbow, nothing in the wrist, and really nothing in the head because that pops down as part of the transformation. He's a little weird. I don't know if the hips are loose on mine or if he just wants to kind of pitch forward. And I'll show you why that is. If you can take a look here. His crotch is kind of pointed out at a weird angle, as you can see, and I think that helps with the transformation, but it makes him a little weird to want to balance. So you just kind of have to find that right pose. So you don't want to like click it all the way back, because I feel like that's, well, maybe that is the way to go. I don't know. He definitely looks like he's getting fresh though. Come on. Comes complete with crotch popping action. It's just a little weird. But what are you going to do? Overall, he really looks great. He feels solid. That's the nice thing about these Ultimate Class toys in this line. Even the Ultra Class to some degree, I feel like they just feel like nice, solid, durable plastic. And I like them quite a bit. The Scouts, the Warriors seem kind of cheap and flimsy, but this size class feels pretty solid. So I like that. But yeah, he virtually has no kibble on him whatsoever. Makes for a really great robot mode. Like I said, great paint applications, decent articulation. You know, I would have loved a thigh swivel and certainly would have loved elbows, but the reason he doesn't have elbows is for his fusion mega shot. Basically how it works is you put the arms all the way out to the side, and then you just bring them together like you're transforming them into tank mode. And you can see this big clip right here is going to go in here, and there's a button. You can see that kicking through. So go ahead and get this connected up. Make sure this gets connected in correctly. There we go. And so it kind of just looks like he's got both hands together holding something straight forward. And then when you press the button, you can see you have to hold it down, but the cannon kind of elongates, and now it has this kind of really nice magenta / hot pink color, which I think is really fun. Plus, it's kind of just satisfying to do this over and over again. I don't know why. It just kind of is. You could also just kind of use it as a weapon to smack somebody if you wanted. But overall, I think it's a pretty neat little gimmick. It's very satisfying. And so he can just kind of put his arms together like that and then fire the cannon. Now he can also just, you know, as normal Megatron, he can fire the cannon just at people like this. But you can't really use the gimmick because it's down in here. So you'd have to somehow, like, push that in with your fingers, which is kind of a pain in the butt. But if you just want him to fire his normal fusion cannon like you're used to from G1 or something like that, you can replicate that pose. But you can also do the two arms together in front firing the super giant cannon. So, very cool. I like the possibilities there. I think that's excellent play value. Just really fun. But let's go ahead. We'll get into his transformation. Transformation is actually very simple, but ultimately satisfying. Going to go ahead and put those arms back to the side, and we're going to transform him back into that gimmick mode that we just transformed him into. Alright. Make sure that's all snapped back. So there you go. We're going to start there. Then we're going to fold those feet back around right into the treads. And they just pop right in there very simply. Then we're going to bend him at the crotch. You can see it unhooks there. And then you're going to, actually before you do that, you want to fold out this little plate right here on the side. And that's going to just be used to peg the legs together. Just like that. Then you can bring this up. And then this will just kind of sit like that. And then these panels on the sides of the legs will unhook from the sides of the legs. And then come right around, and then there is a tab hole right here, and a tab right there, and a tab right here, and a tab hole right there. So they just come around, peg right in, do the other side, very solid, and then you just push the head down. And the way that works is when you transform them back, there's a button under here that gets hit and makes the head pop out when you transform them back into robot mode. So for some reason, I don't know why, but these don't love to stay pegged in amazingly. I mean, it's not a problem. You know, they stay pegged in like half the way and it still holds the tank mode. I'm not really sure. I probably just have something, you know, misturned or slightly not correctly transformed, but for the most part, it works perfectly good. And then you're left with this really solid armored tank mode, which I really like quite a bit. You can see there's extra little guns molded in to what were his forearms up top of here. Nice painted treads. You got the red wheels so he can roll very well. Really don't see any of the robot mode hidden underneath, so that's nice. Yeah, you can kind of see the head, but it pushes down, so it's not really that big of a problem. And the nice thing is the gimmick still works in this mode. You can press the button, and there's enough clearance that it can come up from underneath and it won't scrape the floor or anything. So really well engineered. They really did a nice job with that. So you can continue to use the gimmick in this mode, and I just think it's, like I said, super satisfying to just hit that over and over again. I don't really know why that is, but it's a very armored tank. It's solid, it's chunky, it's not going anywhere. Like, it really feels like it's built to last. It's a nice, solid toy. Really fun. I like it. I love that gimmick for the fusion cannon. A lot of nice molded in detail. Sure, it's mostly light gray. There's not really a ton of other colors in play other than the treads and the fusion cannon. But I can live with that. I think the molded in detail makes up for it. I think it looks really, really good. Rolls fairly well, I have to say. So I like that. But yeah, this guy, definitely very solid. Love this tank mode. Really, really enjoying this. So just for fun, here's a size comparison with Ultimate Class Megatron, Ultimate Class Prime, and then Ultra Class Grimlock. Currently the only three Cyberverse toys that I own, and I'm pretty happy with all three of them, I have to say. I think I'll definitely be sticking to Ultra Class and Ultimate Class, maybe a handful of the Warriors over time if something looks really good to me. I'm kind of thinking about Shockwave, even though his alt mode is terrible, but I definitely don't think I'm going to be doing anything with the Scouts, and certainly going to be passing on most of the Warrior class. But these three so far, I think they look great. They're a lot of fun, very solid, nice paint jobs, fun transformations. The gimmicks seem to integrate well without distracting or, throwing off either of the modes, which I think is very integral. I think if you're going to have a gimmick, it has to be not at the sacrifice of either the alt mode or the robot mode. It has to be in addition to those. And I think these three pull that off nicely. So yeah, I'm loving this guy. If you were on the fence, I definitely recommend him. I think him and Prime are definitely worth picking up. They're $29.99 a piece, so it's a little bit pricey, but I do think they're nice size. They're definitely solid toys. The gimmicks are fun. I would say, I don't have one offhand to compare to, but I would say they're fairly similar in size to a leader class from, say, Titan's Return or Power of the Primes, but they're about $15 cheaper because they're not as intricate. They don't have as much articulation and things like that. So I feel like if you just want a really nice sized, solid toy with a fun gimmick, I think Prime and Megatron are the way to go. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. Please like, share, comment, subscribe. Hope you enjoyed the video, and as always, thank you so much for watching.